My daughter came up to me after I spoke to my soldiers and said, "Papa, you really spend all your time in the army talking. You just do nothing but talk." Hi, I'm Brigadier General Cai Dexian. I'm the commander of the 3rd Singapore Division, and I'm here to answer any questions you might have on Kopitalk. Yeah, the 3rd Singapore Division, what is really unique about us is that we have the largest number of active units in our army. We have thousands of people coming from across all the different vocations and formations. And we not only have active servicemen, we also have national servicemen. And in fact, that forms the bulk of the division. So the energy, the talent, the types of interests that they hold are really exciting for us. Some of our very senior NS men, they've gone way past what is statutorily required by law to serve. They are choosing to serve out of pure passion, out of pure sense of duty and responsibility, not just in their formal capacities, but perhaps more importantly, as mentors to our younger NS men. Yeah, so my daughter is going to be 10 and my son's going to be 8 this year. Just recently, I was sending off some of my soldiers to exercise wallaby in Australia for training. And I was at the airport just talking to them and their families. And my daughter came up to me after I spoke to my soldiers and said, "Papa, you really spend all your time in the army talking. You just do nothing but talk." Because as it turns out, a lot of my work really is about engaging people, listening to them, getting feedback, and about communicating messages. So that's what my kids see and that's what they think the army is about, apart from marching, of course. I think one really important part is in developing our people, is in giving them opportunities, exposing them to opportunities to upgrade themselves, to develop themselves, to get them to understand what's available out there and trying to match their interests with what our organization needs. I was fortunate enough to be awarded the Bronstone Award at the end of my 6-month tour serving in Afghanistan with a multinational coalition force there. But I don't see it as a personal award. SAF officers over the years have contributed to the reconstruction effort in Afghanistan. I was fortunate enough to come after a very long line of very capable officers. Standing on the shoulders of giants is something that we are very conscious of in the SAF because we are building on the good work of every single person who has come before us. This is our sacred responsibility, right? To be a steward of the unit, to make sure that we bring it to the next level of achievement, of success. It's a mix of fondness and a lot of nostalgia because I deployed there when I was 27. I celebrated my 28th birthday in Afghanistan with my colleagues. I was newly married, so that was a really tough time to be separated from my wife. But from a professional perspective, there was incredible learning because this is a rare opportunity to get embedded with an operational military in combat, in an operational environment, and to be able to put our skills, our training to use. The most useful and most helpful to me in my work was this thing called coin bakwa. And we had chicken bakwa that I brought from Singapore. Every time I had a meeting or I'd meet someone new, I would give them this coin bakwa and introduce what bakwa was and where I was from, which is Singapore. So that was a great way to break the ice as a simple way of introducing myself. I really love bak chor mee. The legend in my family is that my mother when she was expecting me, she developed a craving for bak chor mee from this particular stall. And so the joke in my family is that I've been, in a sense, eating this bak chor mee since before I was born. I think the younger generation, what they really want is to understand the meaning and the purpose of why they are doing what they're doing. So we spend a lot of our time in the Army and in 3rd Division trying to convey the meaning and the reason of why we are doing what we're doing to the soldiers. And I think a great example of that is National Day Parade. It's a lot of hard work. Many weekends, Saturdays are burned in terms of preparing, rehearsing and executing on the actual day. But when you are able to convey to the soldiers that it's really important because it gives Singaporeans confidence, it gives them pride in their country, then that really motivates them and you can see it on their faces every time that they're involved because they understand why it's so important. I suppose since my soldiers have always given me this nickname, I would say #The Rock, probably. So not just because of the physical resemblance, but I think because, hopefully, I'm able to be calm, firm, stable, even under pressure. I actually don't take coffee. I love iced Milo. I always have, since I was a kid, and I never grew up. Thanks for watching this episode of Kopitalk. I'll leave you with the division's motto, foremost and utmost.
Tiger!